Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, today, 4th of July, and you may heard a lot of fireworks going on. So, celebrating independence, freedom, and people enjoying fireworks. And when you see fireworks, what happens? You come to the moment to experience wow. You come to the moment to experience the beauty of the moment that the fireworks happens, and it's not going to be there even 2-3 minutes. Once it blow out and disappear. But people waiting to catch that moment. And it happens, it disappears. It came from very spiritual way of interpretation. People to understand the very nature of life. And this is the exactly happening within our own body, our own life, moment by moment. It is just not only once a year. These fireworks keep happening always inside us. But it is very rare we catch that wow moment. Why? Because our mind always here and there. But look, people go and do camping and waiting for maybe many hours to find the very best place for them to see. Why? To catch that moment of experience. And they enjoy the moment. And then it makes them so happy. And children laugh, children become so happy, even the elders. What is the reason? Because in that very moment that they see the fireworks, they drop all their past experience and other future plans, and they're waiting. And the firework itself allowed them to come to the present moment. So when that present moment of the experience allowed them to get out of this thinking pattern, and itself make them so comfortable. And it may be when they remind it again and again that the joy that they gain, the pleasure, the physical, mental comfort they gain, it is so much and they enjoy it. And maybe it become a memory for a whole year for some people. And it become a memory for their whole life. And as you know, last year, it didn't happen that much, and the people start to remind about their previous year, how they used to watch the fireworks and how it was beautiful, but they didn't know the beauty that that fireworks happen moment by moment. But once a while we able to catch this, and as example, seeing a rainbow. Why everybody like this rainbow, enjoy it, and because you're not going to interfere with it. You are far away, you are very far away, and you cannot interfere. Only one way of perception happening, just you accept it, and you forget everything, you just enjoy it. Look at the fire, no one going to interfere with it. Far away, you keep the distance, you far away, you relax yourself, there's nothing to do yourself. You're just looking at the sky, and when it blow out, you enjoy it. See, when we interfere with something mentally or physically, it makes us busy and it disconnects from us the moment. So the watching the breath the same like the fireworks. And that firework, you enjoy it in the basic level in the outside. It is good. You have to keep doing it, but at the same time, you have to remember that all the world today, in America, and a lot of people experiencing that. That's mean what? They experiencing the sati, even though they didn't know it is related to meditation. Even though they didn't know it is it has a root from that the deeper spiritual meaning or the interpretation. They keep doing. The whole country keep watching, experiencing. Everybody like it. See, everybody like the present moment. That is the secret. They find many of physical material object to get into that. So then your awareness, your breathing is the most beautiful miracle. The fireworks keep happening. And even your thoughts, your feelings, it's like fireworks. It's happening in that very moment and it disappears. So when you're able to observe, then you see rising and it come to the highest and give the feelings and disappear. So when you're able to see that nature, that is the bottom of this everything, the entire universe, from the atom, electron, neutron, proton, all the subparticles from your body to entire this universe, huge planets too. This is the method happen. So the sati, you little by little, get tuned to that and seeing it, recognizing it without interference. Another thing is that in the day-to-day life, you're missing your moment that happening in the present moment. So you cannot catch the beauty, the comfort, the joy that happening with the present moment. So that's why special occasions, in that moment, you just catch only that moment. But how about if you able to, every day? So just imagine one person watching the fireworks, or maybe the honeymoon night, or maybe experiencing the highest place, climbing to the mountain and highest place in the landscape in the world, or maybe traveling through the cruise, or maybe come to the most important place, the moment, and seeing the rainbow and looking at the firework. This all everybody catch the present moment, the being in the moment. The only thing is they get the outside object, and with that help they get into that the moment of the joy. See that it is in a certain way that all the people in even different places, as example, today different states have the different kind of beautiful fireworks. Okay? So then when the people see that each and everybody come to the present moment and they have the joy, that joy is equal. That joy is equal to the moment you recognize the sensation or the feeling, that the same joy that you gain. So then just imagine, it is just only one night. Then after that, you go back and you start to work and you keep running and doing things and dreaming, planning, you miss the point. And how about that moment, that science you develop and apply to your life, and every day you increase that the duration. One day you experience it, being in the moment, being in the present. And how about every day? If you're able to 5 minutes, you expand it, expand it, expand it. So that's why that when you able to come to this tranquility state, the present moment, there is no in this material world, in this physical world, there is nothing can equal to that real present moment, the joy to the real present moment. So that not only that, but our purpose is not just having the joy, because that joy, ignites something. That's why we go beyond that. Because in the conventional world, that even though you come to the present moment, what is happening, you clinging with a lot of things. Maybe it's like this, you keep soda or the beer next to you, maybe whatever the drink you like next to you, maybe your husband, wife, children, that maybe you ready your barbecue, everything around you, and now you watching the fireworks. This is what happening. Listen this very carefully. So now you experience the joy with the firework, and that your whole you feel so happy. And then what happened? Right away your hand go to the beer or the drink. And maybe if your husband or wife or children next to you, you hug or kiss, you go with that. And if you eating, when the joy happening right away, what happening? You jump to the whatever you eat, and you start to enjoy the eating. So you have no power jump beyond this perception. That is what happened. But meditation is not like that. You not jump to that way. You start to keep move forward in that undisturbed mind. But in the conventional level, what is happening, even though you experience that joy, you jump. Why? Because there are a lot of things clinging around you, and with that clinging, you enjoy the moment. Then other things not allow you to go beyond that. There's as example that there are maybe few occasions come when you really come to the point. You don't care about the beer or your drink. You don't care about whoever next to you. You don't care about whatever the barbecue or the food that around you. You really tune to the moment. But if you able in a conventional level, if you experience that means it is something. So the meditation is a method. Just I gave you a simile with the today what's happening, and the meditation is a method. You get into the present moment, and then rather than clinging around it, you go deeper, 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 deeper. Why? Because there is something beyond this. Another thing is, of course, there's a joy around this, but the thing is, that joy not going to be there with you. But the thing is, you start the joy. Other thing is that whatever the joy that you gain out of this material physical world, you interpret, you promote, funding, you sponsor to indicate the self, me, I am. And then the ego become more stronger out of that moment of experience. Even people go to beach, lie down there. Well, what else? And then you say, oh, I went to the beach and I enjoy. So what? After that, what? What happened to that? Can you bring it with you? So you went to the beach and you enjoy the sun, you enjoy the ocean. And have you ever thought That what you enjoy related to that moment, that is the cause and effect. If you are able to recognize that, see, that recognition, that joy itself maybe bring you the wisdom. You went to the mountain. That's good. But whatever the joy that you experience, rather than bringing it with you to promote yourself or the egocentric idea, have you ever thought you went to the mountain and you experience it there in that landscape, in that very moment, and you left it there? The joy that you had related to that place, that's mean what? That means what you experience is not you. It came out of the necessary conditions and environment. That is itself the Dharma we trying to recognize through the Vipassana. Exactly the same thing. So nothing wrong with the going out or enjoying anything. So even looking at the firework, that when you come to the wow moment, that wow moment arises because of the outside, that whatever happened that outside, so it related to that outside condition. So then whatever you feel depend on the outside perception. That is what you go beyond the perception and recognize what is happening in you. See, that you go beyond the layer. Otherwise, you can hold in the layer, and then if you hold it to that layer, what will happen? It start to promote yourself. Egocentric idea, I am. This is me. I experience this. And then you come to the self-centered idea. So then when it comes to the deeper understanding the reality, doesn't mean you stay away from things. But it is two different ways of experiencing. You go to the beach, you enjoy the sun, you enjoy the sand, you enjoy the water, but you recognize it is just in that very moment that joy came out of that, all the conditions in that environment. That's enough for you to recognize this entire Dharma. You went to the mountain, you enjoy it, and you see the landscape, but you recognize there's no interference. Just without any condition, without any limitation, you have to accept it. In that acceptance, in that very moment, if you recognize that what you experience is not you, it is because of the necessary conditions and in that environment, that is the moment you gain the wisdom. You go to the firework, the same. See, it's everywhere. You go to the park, the same. You go anywhere. So then you simply start to develop this method with the meditation and understand this is what we trying to deeply recognize within ourselves. Not only that a special moment or the occasion, that what you experience, each and every moment. So minimize that experience and little by little, and bring it to this moment. So in this very moment, what you experience with this computer or the cell phone, or with this, all the internet and everything, in this moment, the sound that come to you, sitting yourself, this everything happening as a result of necessary conditions in this very moment. So then how you come to the point, oh, I am listening this, I am the one who experiencing this. In case if your internet drop, or in my internet drop, or the battery go down, or maybe another signal interfere with this, Or even, just imagine, even my whole body keep talking this way. In case if something happened to my throat, or maybe the virus happened, then anymore I cannot talk, I cannot breathe. What will happen? So even yourself, you are listening now. So in case if something happened in your ear, if something interfere with you, how you going to experience the same thing in this whole process, this in this very moment happening? According to this, all the conditions come to the exactly the right place at the right moment. It is a huge mechanism behind you when you experience one moment. But that moment we call the present moment. So this is not going to be forever with us. That's the thing. One day, this everything, from here, this imagine this is from this place, far away. That's through the internet, you gain it, and you listening, you are all the computer, cell phone, electronic item inside this, all the wires, everything go like, this everything happening, even the around you that's outside, all the signals, it's everything happening exactly right. You hearing this. There is a moment come. Like this. It even you cannot count. This everything going to shut down. There's no second chance. That's the thing. This everything going to shut down. So when it comes to that, how about you? Because your mind already in a current. Have you ever thought that? While you're sleeping, walking, listening, even you're listening with this, maybe you are in a current. Oh, I want to attend, I want to gain the wisdom. I want to know something better than this. I want to know something. Oh, I want to gain this. Oh, I want to attain to this. I want to become this. So like you are in a current. Drop that. I want to become a human. Next time I want to be the best, better. I don't want to go to the hell. I don't want to experience a lower existence. I want to go to the heaven. I want to be something more, better, bigger. There's a current in you. Drop it. Drop everything. Just come to the moment to experience. With the fully awareness, because once you drop the current, that you will see there is something come from your mind. Because while you are in that current, you cannot see. Maybe you think, you pretend like you see. No, while you are in the current, you cannot see. So the meditation is a method, not just kind of like a feeding to your mind, it is not cuckoo. Some people think it is kind of like, you get a kind of like a mental cuckoo meditation. No, you drop that current. Right? Once you drop that current, your mind is become like the full moon day when the cloud covered the mind. It's like you are covered, your mind is covered from the current. When the cloud disappear, the sky become clear. What happened to the full moon? It's become shining. Same like your mind, once you drop that current, becoming nature. I want to be better, bigger, more stronger, more successful, better than this. I want to know more. I want to gain that. So like that. And another thing, and that way, plus and the minus, resisting. I don't want this. I hate this. I don't want to be there like that way. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be an idiot. I don't want to be a ignorant. So like that, there's something you pushing. That also a current. So then how you come to the point? No interference. You just accept the fireworks happening in you. Just get into the moment. Don't have desire to want to be better, bigger, or don't have any resistance to get out of anything. Just simply get into the moment, accept the moment. Then you will see your mind going to see something. What is that you see? Is the moment of experience with any sensation, any perception. It doesn't matter from where it comes. It can be a sound or the sign or the smell or the taste or the feelings or the thought. It doesn't matter. So then what you have to focus more to release the mind from that current rather than go with the outside perception. So then the vipassana means that you and inside meditation, that's why inside you look into inside and drop the current. In the tranquility state, when you have the undisturbed mind, and little by little that current going to go down. But sometimes the comfort, that undisturbed peace, tranquility state itself lock you there. You stuck in that. You feel so good. In that good, you don't want to look anything. But the vipassana is you don't allow yourself to lock there. And even in that good, you start to observe and recognize that what you feel, what you experience is not the self. So this is a method that it's a pattern. So in the beginning, this is like ocean. You cannot jump to the middle. You go step by step. One is sutta. That means listening. Simply you listen like this. When you listen, it will take you. Datta. So the sutta datta. So the datta means once you listen very carefully, it gives exactly the right understanding to you. So that understanding is like this, that what I mean in my mind, as example, impermanent. So if I observe myself and if I saw something as impermanent, and then I bring it to words, and I say to you, impermanent. So the sutta means you grab that word, impermanent. And the datta means that it is just not the word. So in that word, I mean something. Datta means you exactly recognize that meaning. This is what we disconnect the change. As example, when I say impermanent, sometimes people get the word, but they don't get the meaning. They get different meaning according to what they want. But the Dharma is, the Sangha is the community. Go with the words, and at the same time, when you come to the Sangha means, community of Sangha means there's an ability within them. When one person say one word, all the people can get the same meaning to them. It's not going to be different meanings. That is where the communication is kind of like the community is the Sangha, group of people. Communication is what we exchanged by words. And there's another one called communion. So the community, once they communicate in a certain level, without words, they all can understand the same thing. So in the Dharma also, in your mind, it doesn't matter whatever the timeline, because for the Dharma, that there is no timeline. That's what it's called akalika. It's not related with the time. Any time, anywhere in this universe, billion after billion years, impermanent, it is impermanent. And your mind has ability to grab that, exactly the meaning, same like what the Buddha explained. So that is what called datta. So the sutta, listening, and datta, how you can get it. So when you listen, this is the technique, this is the important thing you have to remember. When you listen, don't promote your ego. Don't promote your becoming, desire. Drop it. And the promote the truth, the desire of the truth. I want to know what is the truth. Not to become bigger, better. No. Or not to resist from something. You come to the simple balance moment, and with that balance you're listening. And in that very moment you have to have some things. Respect towards the Buddha. Because it make your mind more open to accept it. That is the only thing. Respect towards the Buddha, respect towards the Dharma, because it is very conventional. It is not a spirit. Why? Because if you don't respect, you're not going to accept it. That's the very basic way this very conventional life behave. That's why. So you have to accept and you have to respect. Another thing is, you have to have the intention to relate whatever you learn, whatever you do, you have to intention to use it for your tranquility state, to understand the Dharma. That is a very important point to know. Why? Because people do a lot of things. That's as example, they practice rituals and they observe precepts and they stay away from a lot of things. They do a lot of good things. Even that sometimes there are records. They keep writing, I did this, I did this, I did that, like that. And sometimes whatever you have done, maybe good things can disturb you. If you promote it to increase yourself, what will happen? All the good you have done. Then make a bigger ego. I have done this, I have done that. And people do a lot of generous things. People do a lot of activities, help for poor people, doing many kind of projects. These all good things. But how about out of that good, if you try to promote yourself, develop your ego, what will happen? So then listening to the Dharma also, practicing Dharma also, meditation also the same in the basically conventional life, while you're doing all the good things and stay away from all the unnecessary things, that both should promote your tranquility state, not the ego. Oh, I don't do that. oh, I don't do this. No, don't promote your ego. So whatever you don't do, don't bring it up to introduce you. That is what. Don't keep it as an identity. That is where the society, whole society go wrong. They think they are good, but what they use and what they don't do and what they accept in the society as right and wrong, and they use it to promote their self. End of their life, it become a misery to them. You can do all the good things, do it. You will see end of the day, you will suffer. You become the most miserable person. Why? Because you use that all to promote your ego, your self, your identity. Then you're going to have an identity crisis. So don't do that. So that's why the Dharma is something more, far away sometimes what we think. That is very necessary. But finally, when it comes to the Vipassana practice, it is totally different. So doing good things, good. It's for the good, because a lot of people do good things to become better, to receive something better, to make your existence more comfortable. That's why people do good. But when it comes to the Dharma, it is very conventional. That is not our purpose. You do good, knowingly reminding yourself, understanding the impermanent and selflessness, unsatisfactory nature. Your base should be that. If you do something with that base, you will say, day by day, you become unshakable. That's totally different way of life. So that's why, Sutta, you're listening. So that when you listen, you have to have the desire to you should have the intention to recognize the Dharma, the truth, with the respect towards the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Keep that respect when you listen to the Dharma. Don't challenge in your mind yourself. So that means you are already in your current. That you are already there is something. Don't challenge inside. Don't argue inside. First listen. That when you listen that, there is something, data. That listening will bring you something as a meaning. The real depth connotation. So that what you know already, now you find something. That is where you have to have the conversation, argument. Because now you found something. So compare it with what you know. And that is where you can correct yourself. Sutta, Datta, then you know something. And the third one, Vachata. Vachata means that what you saw, what you interpret, what you recognize, listening, and what you knew, you should bring it to words. And that because you see that the Buddha had the conversation with others. So in that conversation, he gave the wisdom. It is not this is what you have to understand. That Vachita means not just the word. It can be developed. Remember what you should bring, what you understood, you should bring it outside. Because this is the way. When you understand something, it naturally You don't need any effort. How I can explain it? How I can explain it? No. When you understand inside you, naturally, you can bring it out. So now see the connection. Sutta, you listen. So you listen from someone. And datta, you knew not the surface level of the sound, the word. You knew the depth, the meaning inside. And then you knew something, you never knew it before. So now you knew that. And then you compare it, you argue, and then what happened? You became new person with understanding. And that's mean you already transformed. And vachata. And then what happened? You again say it. So see, somebody told you, you heard it, and now you experience it. And when you listen as example I mentioned in the beginning, you get the exactly the meaning, what I mean, not the sound of the word. You get the meaning. So you understood it. And when you say the meaning, not the word. So then what will happen to another person? He also get the meaning. And how about it go? If there's no end, how far it will go? It will go until if somebody break the method. What is the method? When you listen holding the current. When you listen, where you listen holding the current, what will happen then? You cannot get the real meaning in that word. So then what will happen? You're going to say something else. So out of you comes something else. So then what will happen? By the time it will go away. And then sutta, datta, vachata, parichita. Parichita means, and you completely mentally interfere with that. It is anymore not going to become kind of like a knowledge. You completely, you become like that. That is what called the wisdom. So the wisdom is not a part of your life. You are itself. You become itself with that. And parichita, and you become like that. Manasanupekkita. That's mean after that, whatever you experience with the perception, your mind always go with that understanding around you. So that will help you to. It's called Ditya Suppati Vijja. Ditya Suppati Vijja. So that's mean it changed the self-view. Ditya means self-view. Suppati Vijja means correct. Make it straight. It bring, align it to the right path, to the method. Ditya Suppati Vijja. So what is that? That means whatever you experience, whatever the life you have, in that bottom of that all, you have the wisdom to know impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. And that is where out of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, there is no self-promoting idea, or there is no self-centered identity. You experience and you have a life with impersonality. There is no personality inside that. That means you get out of the passion. That is where you come to the point to experience the total freedom, the liberation, and the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi gayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammanga savakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.